Welcome to the Lionz Den, episode 48. My name is Eddy.
This is Alex.
So welcome everybody back. We're kind of getting back in the swing of things. I know, and it's been a long time, we were talking about the Lionz Den shorts. So the whole inception of this Lionz Den idea was supposed to be a movement, supposed to be a lifestyle thing. I mean, the YouTube and the podcasts are definitely a big part of it. And these conversations are a huge part of it. But we also wanted to branch in other things, talk about different lifestyle things that enrich our lives, kind of help us day to day, things that, we look forward to, things that kind of take the edge off life. So, keep an eye out for those. Bless you. Start seeing those coming in the future. And so today we want to talk about the devil's greatest tool, which is really taking our self-esteem away. Mm-hmm. It really it's one of those things that, when I talk to people, when I see certain things, hear certain things, it comes up over and over and over again. Usually the people that I'm talking, seeing, and all these things, not even realizing that that's kind of the root cause of it. And that's the devil's magic. I mean, that's what he's really good at. Yeah. Kind of takes it away from you and you don't even realize it. And you're in his world playing his game and, you have no clue to it. Right. And kind of what that looks like, feeling shitty about yourself, doing things. And I know we've kind of skirted around a lot of the issues in the past, maybe even done a similar podcast, but it's just so important because it never ceases to amaze me, the things that we do to ourselves and to each other, because the lack of self-esteem and self-esteem is really self-worth. Don't value yourself. Yep. We talked a little bit in the last podcast. If you don't value yourself, it's hard to value other people. And it just really becomes a snowball effect. Mm-hmm. I know you've talked about your stuff, losing weight and all that stuff in the past and kind of what that did for you. Yeah. And even kind of seeing that. I mean, I remember having simple conversations with you about jeans and how big yours were, and you look at me like I had a third eye. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
It's all about those baggy fits. Shirts, pants.
And I'm just like, how could you feel good when your jeans are, 3 sizes too big? Mm-hmm. And you really looked at me like I was an idiot.
What the hell are you talking about? What do you want me to wear? Fitted clothes?
Right. Yeah. And the point of it is, that's really how subtle it is. Mm-hmm. You get to a point you don't even realize it. Nope. You're not aware of it. You just think everything is completely normal. And again, that's the devil's trick. Yep. He makes it where it seems normal. Like, this is the way it should be. This is how you should feel about yourself. This is how you should see yourself. Absolutely. This is how you should see the world. And it's so potent that we're just drowning in it as a society. That I'm not really sure why that is. Like, I don't know. And to be clear, I don't know if society was ever a super, great self-esteem society, period, ever. But, it definitely is bonkers right now. Yeah. Worse than I've ever seen it. I think that World War II generation, they had the war, they kicked ass, they had that kind of proud of, they had the Industrial Revolution, building skyscrapers, building cities. I think they kind of had those things to hang their hat on. Right. That even though they were kind of going through some stuff, they had that kind of source of pride. Yep. I think, and my mother never appreciates this, but the baby boomers definitely started the quick decline of that. Yeah. because they didn't really have those moments to live up to.
Right.
When you look at that generation, there was a lot of stuff going on. You know, not too long after World War II, you had, you know, civil rights movements, all that stuff, which boomers definitely played a role in that. But, you know, it just seemed like we never really, the generations since then have never really had that opportunity to have that moment of look at what we did, look what we have accomplished, look at what we've, you know, where we've come from. You know, we did see it a little bit, September 11th, even.
Yeah.
Like the first Iraq war, you know, you had a little bit of that. But, you know, all those lose their luster real quick.
Yep.
You know, it starts becoming, what are we doing there? Why are we still there? This war is stupid. Kind of like how Vietnam was.
Yes.
For the boomer generation. You know, September 11th had a lot of luster to it. You kind of seen a lot of pride in the country, a lot of pride in people.
Yeah. I mean, that's a time where you saw flags on cars, trucks, and it wasn't to prove a political point. It was like a symbol of unity. Like, not saying that that's not what the flag's not supposed to be all the time. But, you know, it just meant something different. It meant what it was supposed to be for everybody in the country during that time.
No, and I mean, you definitely noticed it. People were a lot different towards each other. There was a lot more pride.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of those things, I think that kind of went away with getting involved in, you know, I think a lot of people were okay with Afghanistan, and it kind of became Iraq, and they were there forever, and, you know, things just kind of tumbled from there. But it just seems like every subsequent generation since that great generation, the World War II generation, has just had like less and less to be proud of.
Well, and it's like now what it seems like we're working towards is like a virtual world, you know?
For sure.
It seems like is quite ironic because it's like our modern day, what we're working towards is something that like keeps people, I mean, it's supposed to bring people together, but it physically keeps them apart. You know, it's a weird thing going on.
Well, and again, that's the devil's trick. So one, he wants you to think that you're shitty.
Right.
You're not created by God. You know, a lot of that, honestly, is societal, too.
Right.
You know, a lot of people were kind of chasing God out of everything, chasing those conversations out. There's validity to that.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying that's all true, but there was definitely a big push over quite a few years where pushing religion out. Now, I'll argue they asked for it by a lot of the dumbass shit they did and said and talked about. You know, pedophile crap happening left and right. This guy getting busted for this guy busted for that. So you kind of put a mark on yourself.
Yep.
But there was definitely a big push for that. But the devil doesn't want you to know that you were created by a perfect being.
Right.
Which therefore means you have perfection within you. Mm-hmm. Not that you'll ever achieve that, but you have the striving for that, the will, the desire of the soul to be better. He wants you to feel like shit because when you feel like shit, you do
bad things,
make bad decisions. Mm-hmm. Exactly, you're exactly right. Then you feel alone. Mm-hmm. Then the more alone you feel, the more distance you are from everything.
Yep.
So now this person doesn't matter as much because I don't really know them.
Yep.
You don't have that connection. And again, those are all traits of the devil. I mean, those are all things that he wants us to feel. Because the more he can draw you in that, and the more he's got you. And, you know, we talk about a lot of these things a lot of different ways, but it's severely devastating. Mm-hmm. I mean, we do terrible things to ourselves because we feel shitty about ourselves.
Yes.
And we're also, number one, that is definitely different, even from when I was younger. Everybody's in everybody's business, which was not at all the case. You know, when I was younger, everybody puts their personal business out there, which was unheard of when I was younger. You know, you never talked about shit that was going on at home. Now it's on social media everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
All over the place.
All over the place. So, that's a much different dynamic, and all of it is bullshit. So you're seeing the best picture you could possibly put up, look at the places I'm at.
Yes.
Have you been to a concert? I know you and I went. Have you been to a concert or sporting event recently? I'm going to say last year, 2 years.
I went to the Hawks game, but as far as a concert.
A lot of cameras. I feel like people were watching the game or recording the game.
Recording the game.
It's crazy.
Well, so I feel like a lot of people, I'm not watching their phone, I suppose, but I feel like they're probably like on Snapchat, like taking a recording or getting camera
it's
pictures.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And even, I know we kind of opened up with Lionz Den shorts. I have like 6 videos from Yellowstone and Grand Tetons that we were going to put up.
Yep.
And I never got up.
Right.
And when I look at all the pictures and videos and all this stuff that I have, especially I'm not on any social media, you catch it because iPhone kind of does that cool thing where it'll show you some pictures if you have it on there. And I look at them and, they're good memories, but it's not too often that I get on my phone and start going through pictures. And it makes me wonder, is that what people do a lot?
I don't know, because I think about that too. Like I'm the worst at remembering to take photos doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I wish we would have gotten photos or a video when we went to that Rain Wolf concert. That was cool as shit. But I never forget because I always forget because I get lost in the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'm a bad person to ask because I'm like you. Like I have a very select few photos that I'll go through and go look back at that just when I'm feeling a certain way I got to look at. But outside of that, like pictures, but I think that's also different for different people. Like pictures for me aren't necessarily the way I choose to remember things, if that makes sense.
Well, I guess my question is it for anybody?
I mean, it's got to be, I would think.
I wonder.
Because people take a shit ton of pictures.
We were at the beach, and I mean, there was this girl, like, it looked like a professional modeling shoot.
On her own phone?
Yeah.
Well, those aren't for her. Those are for everybody else.
It looked like,
she's putting that up
I don't know if it was her mom taking them or the boyfriend's mom taking them, but I mean, it was like 30, 40 pictures, different poses, waiting for the water to come in a certain way. And I'm like, and I modeled. I didn't take that many pictures.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the social media thing, man.
No, there's no doubt in my mind. But how many pictures are you putting yourself up at the beach? And did you go to the beach to take the pictures, or did you go to the beach to enjoy the beach? And it's kind of my point of all of it is it's all bullshit. Mm-hmm. And again, it's that self-esteem thing, which is exactly why I got off social media, refused to get back on it. Because I knew when even when I was on it, it was like, because remember when I was doing it?
Yep.
I got like to 1,000 real quick, then it was 12, and then 1,300, and then I was like, oh, I lost 3 followers. What happened? Or I would put up, something super poignant, and I'd get like, 90 great responses. I'd put something else up and get like 12, and how come they didn't like that as much as they liked the other one?
Right.
Like, it just started taking me to a place that I didn't like.
Like, who gives a shit?
I don't remember my beefcake photo.
Yeah. I do remember. I remember it the most vividly when Bill walked in the office with it up on his phone and just was pointing to it. And we laughed really, really hard for a long time.
I closed my account, I think 2 days later.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
3 days later. Because that's when I knew, like, it's gone too far.
Yeah.
Like the desire, the want to, how many followers can I get? How many likes I can get? How many people can I get on there?
It's insane. I don't even post. Like, I used to post for everything. Like, anniversary, you know, my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday. I post for everything. I try not to do it at all anymore. Like, I don't know if there's a picture of, like, me in the Jeep up there. I don't know if I got a picture of my new bike up there. Like, I don't post anything anymore just for that same reason. Like, it's almost to a point where it's so flooded, you see so much of it. Like, I feel gross doing it. Like, I feel like self-centered just posting something. Like, the only thing I post now, if it's got something with Paisley, because I'm like, well.
No, and it's funny you say that because, you know, I don't know if you remember, Paris Hilton was like the first one to start doing that shit, the selfies.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah. And
I just listened to an interview about her, and she was like, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, she was. She was like, yeah, I didn't know this is where we would end up. You know, my bad. And my point is, you know, I'm a very self-aware person. Love who I am. God made me.
Yeah.
Mother loves me. Great wife. Great friends. You know, I have a lot of self-esteem issues. And I got sucked into that. Mm-hmm. So I could only imagine, you know, a 12, 13-year-old, 16, 17, 18-year-old person, somebody in their 20s. You know, it's really easy to get caught up in that.
Yeah.
And to your point, it's either self-serving, which is, how could you, I mean, Maggie and I were watching this girl and we're like, what the hell is she doing? And if that's her mom, that's super embarrassing. Mm. Like, I couldn't even imagine telling my mother to take these pictures. No. I think it was her boyfriend's mom, which is even more embarrassing.
Super.
Because, like, who are you putting these pictures up for?
Yep.
And there's self-depreciation in that.
Yeah.
You know, in that act in of itself.
Uh-huh.
When I put my beef cake photo up, that's when I was like, am I really putting a picture of my chesticles and in jeans and shit to get more followers and more likes? So I'm exploiting myself.
Right.
To get this shit? Is this really where it's at? And that's when I was game over.
Yeah, you got off pretty quick.
The devil's involved in this shit. I'm walking away from it, and I haven't messed with it since. You know, but for a lot of people, they get really lost in that. And I mean, that's just one aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think self-confidence and not having it is completely detrimental. I mean, it's something that it's a constant battle.
No, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think if for me, I could spend the whole podcast talking about the struggles that I go through with it. You know, you talked about with me with the weight loss, you know, that was a big one for me, you know, because it was a whole bunch of different things. Clothes, places you go, things you do, things you don't do, things you opt out of. I mean, it just affects everything. Yeah. You know,
and how it makes you feel.
Well, and like you said, it becomes normal. So it comes to a point where it doesn't make you feel like anything. It just feels normal.
Right.
Like you don't think about the stuff.
Which is when it's most dangerous.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't think about it until you look back at it and realize how completely screwed up it was. You know. And like you said, that's the devil wholeheartedly, because when you're in that place, you're in that space, that's when you're going to be tested, right? And you are going to be given some sort of whatever it is you feel you're lacking, whether it be attention, but it's going to come in a way that's going to be a place that's vain. You know, it's going to be in the form of the devil, and that's when it's the easiest to fall to it.
No doubt.
I can tell you firsthand.
Yeah, I mean, when you need that, you know, a lot of times in talking to people about faith and why it's so important is, you know, once you have an idea that there's a bigger source out there, that there's something bigger than ourselves, number one, there's humility within that self immediately. You just understand that it's bigger than you and me and anything else. Yep. So you get some sense of humility when you understand that being created us. Now you kind of get a sense of unity,
right?
Because if he created me, he created you too.
Right?
Couldn't be somebody else. He created the grass. He created the bug I'm about to smush. The animal I'm about to shoot to eat. Yep. All these different things. Starts giving you respect. Mm-hmm. The most important thing it does is create that connection.
Right.
To each other, to our earth, to other living things, other beings.
Yeah.
The things around us. Gives you a sense of ownership. Gives you a sense of acknowledging that, what I do here affects this over here. Mm-hmm. It has all those different things that if you don't buy into that, it's very, and again, that's the devil's trick. There's no God.
Right.
You weren't created by anybody.
Right.
You're going to go to dust when you die. Nobody gives a shit that you were here. Nobody cares you're gone.
Right.
That's when you kind of get to where we're at. Mm-hmm. That's where you get mass shootings.
Yes.
That's because these are people that feel like they have no imprint on the world, and they're going to be remembered for something, even as horrible as that.
Yep.
That's where you get, and you make your money however you want to. Remember the girl, Catch Me Outside?
Yes.
Yes. I just read that little girl is making, she made $5-10 million on OnlyFans the day she turned 18.
It's frustrating.
And again, work your hustle, but what are the repercussions of that? Actually, we were watching, I think it was Playboy, and I knew a couple girls that were involved in that. And even seeing with them that, you don't realize that there's cause and effect to everything.
Right.
Again, when you need other people's approval, acknowledgement, when you find your worth and how other people see you, there's a price to that.
Absolutely.
Because number one, people want something for that.
Yep.
There's an ends that you have to justify the means. Mm-hmm. And once you figure it out that, wait a second, this is really what's going on, or this is really what they're after.
Yep.
This is really why they're paying attention to me, so on and so forth. And then that goes away.
Yep.
You end up just feeling like shit.
Completely. Yeah, I think, it was like when I was going for my walks all the time, and I missed my walk, and I'd get so irritated that I couldn't do it. It was because it was just something to look forward to. This ties into that perfectly. Just having something for the sake of having it. And I think that's the hardest part about self-esteem, is when you don't have it, when you allow yourself to fall for that trap. There's not many things that can pull you out, because you allow yourself to take the things that you enjoy so much and not enjoy them anymore. Because when you don't have that self-esteem, you come up with reasons on why you shouldn't experience things. And it's hard to express to other people, because how do you have that conversation? Well, I don't want to go do this because of this.
No, right.
Don't think that. Okay, well, I do think that. Right. Well, you shouldn't. Okay, but I do. That's a hard conversation to have. And I think that's why it's so important. And really, I guess the best advice I can give for people that are struggling with it is try to find like-minded people. People that kind of understand what you're going through, that are not necessarily, going through it themselves, because it's a lot easier. Self-esteem is easy with a team. That rhymes, and I didn't mean to do it that way, but it really is, because I found with me that, for me, let's use the weight loss example. It took me doing a weight loss competition at work that really nobody took super seriously. but it gave me an opportunity to hold myself accountable to it. And I've kind of structured everything I do since then, which you and I haven't really even talked about. Kind of that's why I'm so team structured now, because I know for myself personally that when held to a standard that another group is held to as well, especially when they rely on me, it pushes me harder, and I know I'm more successful that way. And that's how I deal with self-esteem issues now. I surround myself with people that I can help lift up, and they can help lift me up,
Right. No, and I think like you said, it's so hard to talk to people when you're in that kind of space. And that's when you're aware of it. Which not most of the time. Right. Yeah. You're getting in better shape at that point when you're at least aware that
you're usually on the way out.
I'm not doing this anymore because of this, or I'm not doing that. A lot of people are in complete and utter denial about it, or it's so subtle, they don't even realize it.
And when it comes fast.
The decisions they make, how they react to people.
Yeah.
Again, it's the subtleness of having it and not having it. When someone says something offhanded to me, who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Right.
And who the hell do you think you are? Is what immediately comes to my brain. And that's because I have self-worth, because I was created by a beautiful God. And so are you. So you don't know some shit that I don't.
Right.
You're going to have a better soul than I do.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that someone isn't more evolved, more educated. They're at a higher stage in this lifetime, and that type of stuff. And all those things should certainly be acknowledged. But if you are, if you are more evolved,
right,
then you should know how to talk to people with respect and integrity, and you're not going to be demeaning to people, any of that stuff. So the second that happens, I already know you're not.
Correct.
But when you don't have that and someone speaks to you that way, that's where you get the head bowed, head down, feeling like shit, getting punked out by people, any of that type of stuff, because you don't have the confidence to understand that they're no better than you.
Correct.
And that nobody should be speaking to you, treating you that way, any of those things. And again, I see that between guys. Yep. I see that all the time in relationships, unfortunately. I see that in the workplace. I see it on TV. I see it on social media. And it's kind of what I was saying with social media. Hey, wasn't it Taylor Swift that was this weekend? So whatever them tickets cost, which I heard was insanity, you paid X amount of dollars to go to a concert, and you're watching it through your phone the entire time, right.
Or a video of you at the concert.
Watching through your phone.
Yeah, you're watching through the backside, taking a selfie video.
Just take a video.
Or just watch.
Well, that's kind of my...
I think they sell, I don't know if it's DVDs anymore, or flash drives, or if they email you a digital copy.
Buy the shit on iTunes.
But I'm pretty sure you could buy a copy of it.
It's going to be a way better video than what you're taking.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, so just watch it and buy the video when you leave. It's like a kid's dance recital. You pay for it later.
And, that's because, the more I go... And a lot of artists are talking about it, but the more I go to stuff... Be it a sporting event, a concert, it's like nobody's watching. It's all through camera. Number one, it's ignorant. So
I'm trying to see the concert.
Right, I gotta look at your dumbass phone,
right,
and your goofy big arm sitting in front trying to. Yeah. Now again, if you are wholeheartedly recording this moment and you're going to watch it over and over and over again throughout your life, knock yourself out. Yeah. That's awesome.
But if it's just going on Instagram, man, move the hell out of the way.
Put your phone down.
Put that shit in your pocket.
Do, 5 seconds to, like you said, Rain Wolf. I have 3 videos.
You got videos for me? Oh, yeah.
I'll shoot them to you. Each are about 5 seconds long.
That's such a good concert, bro.
He's the shit.
That was a good concert.
I got enough to get a feel for the moment.
Yeah.
So, and those are actually videos I have watched. Go ahead and send them to a bunch of people. But that 5 seconds gives me that moment.
Yeah.
Gives me that feeling, what I remember when we were there.
Yeah.
What was going on.
Uh-huh.
I don't need to do the whole freaking concert to do, because when are you watching that shit again? And again, that's kind of my point, is you more than likely are doing that to put up somewhere, to show somebody you were there, and honestly, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
No, and the quality is terrible anyways.
I'm telling everybody I've hung out with some most popular actors ever, been out with Michael Jordan. I've done a lot of stuff in my life, met a lot of amazing people in my life. Nobody gives a shit.
Nope.
Nobody cares.
Nope.
It's not going to change anything about your life.
Mm-mm.
Nobody. They're fun stories sometimes. I get BS about it. Hasn't gotten me any more money in my life. No more friends in my life.
I was Taylor Kinney's personal liaison for his Harley Davidson. I dealt with that dude for like 6 months straight.
Yeah.
I still work for Harley Davidson. You know how many times that dude's hit me up? 0.
Exactly.
You know how many times that dude shouted out our dealership? 0.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit that I talked to Taylor Kinney.
What are you trying to accomplish?
It's self-worth, right?
Well,
instead of self-respect,
down.
it's trying to find some way to show self-worth, not even find self-worth. I mean, when you're doing that, you're putting on a facade. You know, I mean, you're not even truly finding it. You're just trying to show it like you have, you know. This topic is it's definitely one we need to go a little deeper on, right? We could probably spend a couple episodes giving individual experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think with self-esteem, people have to be patient with others, you know, because I think a lot of the times you don't realize, like for me, when, like, you know me pretty well, so like I'm very analytical with thoughts, actions, patterns, right? Like I'm big into patterns, and that's tough when you have a self-esteem, especially because, like for me, I had a big self-esteem issue with the weight. You know, I lost that weight, but when you have self-esteem issues, you usually find different things to kind of focus on.
No,
you know,
definitely.
It just goes from one thing to another. And for me, like I said, I'm big on patterns. So like when I see a change in a pattern, whatever that may be, conversation, relationship, that's when the self-esteem starts kicking in, because you start thinking, well, something caused a change, right? And if you know, if it's, let's say it's some sort of relationship, if you know on your end that there hasn't been some sort of change, well, then you know that there is on another side of an end. And for people with self-esteem, typically what happens there is you start looking inward. You start finding self-blame, putting it on yourself, and that's when the tailspin comes out, you know, because like for me, if I see a change in a pattern, regardless of what somebody's going to tell me, I know that the fact of the matter is there was a change in that pattern. So I know something has changed. Things aren't the same. And I struggle with that, you know.
And I mean, and that could go the other way too.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot of people who lose weight, get a lot of attention. Now the self-esteem is getting built up because the attention that they're getting, but they really still don't have any real
100%
worth self-esteem, because it's all based off of that input you're getting from other people. And again, that's something I'll see a lot with working out, losing weight.
That's why I stopped putting shit on Facebook.
Plastic surgery,
Especially
you know, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And again, we're giving it all these things so much attention that people are thinking, oh, wow, people really matter. You know, this really matters.
Yeah, like the day after my father passed, I went to apple picking and took Paisley. Like, just needed a day. And I put it up a picture of just me and Paisley, and I remember it, and like no caption. And it was like 40 freaking comments about like if I was sick, or if I was like, I'm trying to put a picture up like of me and my freaking kid, and you're asking me if I got cancer. Like, piss off. No.
Right.
Or, like, hey, you look too big for that, too little for that chair. Like, all right, I get it. I lost some freaking weight. Like, I'm mourning my father, trying to spend a day with my daughter, put something up that's supposed to bring me joy. How are we talking about the fact that I look like I have cancer? That joke was like 6 months ago. That's the exact reason I stopped putting shit up on Facebook, because one, it makes me super uncomfortable. Like, I don't like putting things up that, like my new bike. I have a hard time with that because it's just a weird thing to put up to me.
Well, and that's why with the Lionz Den shorts, we need to
get them do them. We need to get into them.
Yeah, that's a big reason why we didn't do it. Is because of that.
Yes.
We are talking about faith, God, this and that. It's kind of awkward talking about that, and then I'm showing you the overland tent that I just went to.
Or the cologne that I'm wearing that I spent a ridiculous price tag on, or whatever the case it may be. I mean, you're right. You feel it makes you feel gross, and it shouldn't.
And we don't want to give any false impression to anybody. So if you don't have, the Rome tent on top of your Jeep, your life isn't going to end.
Right.
It's not the point of those. All it's talking about is, number one, if you're in the market for one, you were looking for one, this is what it looks like, this is what I like about it, this is what I don't like about it, these are some other options out there. Same thing with your cologne. Hey, there's nothing wrong with something as long as you have that base, whatever that base comes from. Mm-hmm. Again, for me, my base was, I know there's a God, I know I was created by him, I know he loves me. Mm-hmm. So that was my rock solid foundation. Now, I definitely had self-esteem stuff at different points. Nothing that ever really lasted too long, but because that was my rock. And then in my case, loving, wonderful mother. So I've never not felt loved in my life.
Right.
Honestly, until I got much older, that was like a very foreign thought to me.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody ever said, I don't feel loved, stop it.
Right.
Your mother loves you.
Yeah.
And again, I don't ever want to say somebody's mother don't love them, but I've heard some shit where it makes you wonder.
Yes.
And when you have that, you forget what that somebody might not have that.
100%.
So you get ignorant to it.
To me, that's God made me, your mother made you, your mother loves you. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to accept the fact that there's some mothers that maybe don't. Right. Now, I can understand that with a father because I felt that way with my father. But I didn't come out of my father's womb.
Correct.
So it was just kind of like a very, it was a weird way to look at things. But, again, I had that love in the home. So even if I was going through an ugly duckling phase, or, have you ever seen breakdancing outfits?
Yeah.
So this shit was cool as shit at the time. Mm-hmm. Not so cool really quick after. So that did not hold up over time.
Yeah, well, you don't have to talk about ugly ducking phases, bro. I had headgear. I had blonde curly hair. I've got the Italian nose.
So anybody, and I wish, and this is all about building each other up, but I have to go there. Alex has a picture where he looks just like Will Ferrell.
You talking about the one of me in my overalls? Is that the one you're talking about with the blonde girls? Yeah, that's a good one. My cousin's got
like
it. My cousin's got it. Yeah, she's got it. My cousin Elizabeth's got that.
So, no, and I get it.
And tan work boots or the blue work boots on, overalls.
And I definitely had those moments in my life. But because of, I know there's a God. I know he created me. My mother loves me. My family loves me. I always, I have a friend or several or whatever that love me.
Yep.
Anybody else kiss my ass. It's all good.
Yes.
So my point is the compass always ended up pointing north. because of that kind of foundational stuff. That now everybody has the God if you choose to seek it. You know, and I would like to think, and I could almost guarantee that there's somebody out there that loves you no matter who you are out there. And it may be, you know, real quick on that, even that, because there's times where I'll be in a relationship where I didn't feel like the love was reciprocated. And you feel like that, you know, like the teen drama. Nobody loves me, and why am I not good enough? And my mom would look at me like, I love you, so shut up.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
So I get that feeling, but again, I had that. But my point to bringing that up is a lot of times we get caught in where it's not that friendship that isn't reciprocated.
Yes. We're like striving for it when you know that it's not going to be reciprocated, but for whatever reason, you still seek it out. Like you have to have
it. And
it.
in doing that, a lot of times you're denying and pushing the one away that, you know, and again, I see a lot in relationships where, you know, great person, crazy about you, don't give it the time of day because you're messing around with some other idiot, and then come back around and that person's like, I've been here all along, and now all I've done is seen you chase assholes, and now you're interested in me? Kiss my ass.
See ya.
So a lot of times we can get caught in that.
Yes.
You know, we're so focused on what we don't have, what we want so bad, we're forgetting that those foundational things are still there.
Yep.
There's still God, still loves me.
Right.
Parent or parents or uncle, grandfather, grandmother, somebody loves me.
Yep.
I got a friend somewhere out there that loves me.
Yep.
If anybody has a dog or this shit, I can guarantee they love
They'll
you.
love you. Yeah. I almost got another cat today, by the way. That's a separate conversation.
You know, it's there. You know, that's my best advice. Again, the God part is the ultimate equalizer. It really, really is. And I'm saying that from experience. So when people talk to me about self-confidence and that type of stuff, you know, a lot of times for me, it might be clothes, appearance, shit I got, and it's never been any of that. And I'm not saying any of those things don't add to that.
Right.
But it's never where I'm putting all my money at.
No.
You know, I know that I was made by the same person as you.
Yep.
Which all that means is whatever potential you have, I got.
Yep.
Now, that has nothing to do with money. That has nothing to do with success. I'm talking on a soul level.
Yep.
I'm talking on evolutionary, leveling up level. There's nothing that you can do that I can't do.
Yep.
Because God would never deny me that.
Yeah.
Which means that if I level up, if I work at it, we're on the same playing field. So that means you're no better than me and I'm no better than you.
Right.
And everything works outward from there.
Yep.
That's why I say it's so important to have that because, again, how we started this, the devil's trick is you don't need God.
Right.
You don't exist. You're all on your own. You're going to go to dust when you're dead. Yep. This is all you got. You don't have to worry about nothing afterwards.
Just because you beat him once doesn't mean he's not coming back either.
Right.
I mean, that's not a closed door.
Right.
You know, I mean, like, perfect example for me, I'm way more confident in the Alex that is sitting at the desk for 12 hours because I do that all the time. I do it repetition. You know, it's the Alex at home that I don't know how to be all the time. You know, because you put so much energy into one thing, you spend so much time doing it in repetition that it just becomes habit, you know?
Right.
And that's something I think that's very common. I think that, people, they make a win and they don't work at it anymore. And when you stop working at it, that devil finds a way back in. Just because you shut that door doesn't mean he won't reopen it.
Well, and again, I would say because that if there's cracks in that foundation,
absolutely,
he's going to find it.
Yeah.
And like you said, I've seen people that are highly successful from a business standpoint be extremely insecure. I've seen pro athletes that are, unbelievably amazing at their sport be very insecure. I've seen rock stars be insecure, actors, models, you name it.
I mean, you could look at me as an example with it. I mean, at work, the store that I'm at, it's a high volume store. I manage chaos all day long. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a running joke. I'll have you in an AirPod talking about something, and I'm on the phone with somebody and another conversation going, Mm-hmm. But I'm a person that struggles with self-esteem issues.
Right.
You see me in that role, you would never guess it.
Yeah.
Because when I'm doing my thing, I'm confident in it. I know there's nobody that's going to do it better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't translate that all the time to every other aspect of my life, and I think it's because you see that a lot of places, mm-hmm. athletes, a lot of things. Self-esteem is something that's a hard struggle.
Because, again, like you said, you find that win
yep.
and you ride the shit out of it.
As long as you can.
And that's the guy that doesn't want to leave work. That's the guy that everything is work.
Yeah.
That's the guy that I'm too busy to answer the phone because of work.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of pointing at me for those.
I'm not.
No. There's just a lot of. You're right, not pointing.
You mean because I'm talking so close
and insinuating with the hand motions that are going in my general direction. Yeah.
But to your point, we're all susceptible to that, mm-hmm. And again, that's where he's slick because he finds that crack because you find that safe zone.
Yep.
So you kind of patch up that foundation, mm-hmm. and then. You're so, it's just like a leaky foundation. You got your finger in this one, and you're like, I'm good. And then that one pops over there,
yep.
and you're like, oh, shit, now I got to get over there. Mm-hmm. But if I pull my finger out of that hole, then now they're both going to be leaking. That's where he's masterful.
Absolutely.
He just knows where to hit.
And once you get one little crack, he knows where to start pushing for the other ones.
Yep. No doubt about it.
Bleeds into everything.
So, again, it was really important topic to talk about. I'm sure we'll be talking about it again.
Yeah.
In the future. But
our shorts will be a lot around self-esteem. We're going to talk about, I know for me, a lot of things that I've experienced and discovered recently that I use to help with my self-esteem mm-hmm. and why I use them for self-esteem opposed to ego.
Correct.
I think you're going to see a lot of that coming out in the shorts to come.
For sure. So keep an eye out for those. Again, be a little kind to yourself, be kind to each other.
Yeah.
Know that you are loved mm-hmm. and you were created with love. So take it easy on yourself.
Take it easy.
Don't be so hard on yourself. And we'll check in the next one.
Yep.
Thank you.